did you see Coming to America, the sequel?
Yeah, it was nice to see them again, but I was a bit disappointed.
You know how it feels to me? It feels like the all-star movie, where you have everything. You have Amazon paying for it. You have $100 million. That's the budget Amazon gave them
Yeah,
to have the movie,
that's
and
crazy, man.
and then you just do a bad story. And you know, it was funny because I was trying to like it so much. You know, you're trying to enjoy, and yeah, like I was just like, my wife was laughing more than me. I was like, I'm sorry, babe, but it's I don't know, it's not. Most of the things are not funny. The people they choose to be the son was like, I mean, I don't know this actor, but I think he was not the right choice. I mean, who am I to say that? But I mean, I don't know. I didn't feel like, you know, I would have
I did
taken.
like the singing part, and like when they would bring in all these old school singers and all that, the references. That was actually kind of cool. But it disconnected from the actual initial movie.
But yeah,
too
but that's
much.
the thing. Like, it feels like a lot of ooh and ha, but that are not in service to the story. The who and ha are in service of who and ha. You see what I mean? And when you look at it, yeah, it's wow, all these people, Tiana Taylor, all like Gladys Knight, and wow, Salt and Pepper. But what exactly
there
for?
was
You
a
see what I
bunch
mean?
of strange roles,
Like,
Tiana Taylor being like, I don't know, it was just weird. Like
actually,
they should have made her like, yeah.
I would have used her as the hairdresser, and I don't know, maybe somebody
I heard
like,
it was good, but I mean, Tiana Taylor being like a, you know, she's a you know, head of the lineup, I would say.
yeah, like
Kind of
put
like
her.
one of the headliners. She should have been, as you said, hairdresser.
And the thing is, we never made a movie, so it's easy to talk. But
That's right. We never made a movie.
I mean, I really felt like, if you have all this money and you have all these talent at your disposal, if you don't have a good story, it's useless. It's just like making the best festival with putting so much money on the lights and the thing, and then you have bad singers and bad DJs. Everybody's gonna be like, wow, such a nice place, and then the DJs are putting bad music, and you're like, yeah, okay. You see what I mean? And it really was the feeling that I got from that movie, and yeah, like, but those platforms have so much money, like they're gonna just give you 100 million like that. And yeah, you know,
They probably make it back in probably less than a day.
In a minute, bro.
Yeah.
In a minute. Like those companies, they make money. Yeah, just like that. Like, I think they make. I know that Apple makes around. I don't remember. 8 to 15 billion, if not more, every 3 months. So imagine, you want 100 million. Man. Yeah, it's nothing. We'll just make it in phone sales in a day or two. So yeah, what you have in mind? Well, you know, I wanted to make a movie about that. Yeah, 100 million is fine. Je crois que ça va, ça peut aller. But you see, this it's kind of disappointing because they promised themselves that they wouldn't do that movie. You know, Eddie Murphy and Arsenio, they talked about it. They were like, no, listen, we never do a sequel, so we never like kill the magic of the original movie. And then you do a sequel finally after 30 years, and
But I mean, for the new generation, they really catered it as well for the new kids and for really that new generation. So that might become their,
Nah,
coming to
that's,
America. I mean, yes, for us because
you know
we've
what?
seen the first one and we are so attached to it emotionally. But I
There's
think for the
no
new generation, they won't see the difference.
there's no magic in
They
it.
might actually connect more with it with this one than the first one.
Yeah, but there's no magic. You see what I mean?
Okay, but
If
that's from our perspective. But from
the
these new kids, man,
the first
they're good.
one, the first one had a great story. You know, he's there.
But
You know,
Pate, you're the number one guy to say no. Let's break the envelope. Let's this and that.
no,
Come on,
no, no.
now.
What I'm saying is,
No, I understand what you mean. I'm just
and what
bugging
was
you.
great about the first one, like to me, it resonates even more because yeah, it made me feel about guys like us. You know, coming from those big families and trying to break the mold. On this one, there was no mold breaking. It was like, okay, you got a great
Yeah, there
coming
was
to
no
be the
sense of
mom.
like,
Like
yeah,
there's a lot
yeah,
of bad
yeah.
jokes for nothing. Like all the things that were there were fine, but if you have a bad story, it doesn't work.
I took
And
Amazon. I actually subscribed to this whole Amazon just to watch that movie. Then I got so
so
disappointed. I
okay,
was like, I took
listen,
the subscription for
continue.
that.
Just watch
Oh my
The
god,
Expanse, the 5 seasons of The Expanse. That's a good
expand.
reason to have. Yeah, Expanse, The Expanse. That's it's like one of my favorite series. Uh, but yeah, to me, if they did, for example, okay, is in Zamunda out there, and I don't know, for some reason, somebody is trying to plot something against them, and then they have to go to the US to kill it and etc. And then they go back to where they came from. He goes back with his with his wife and something like that. You see what I mean? Like, and then they spend like yeah, sometimes in Zamunda, sometimes in Queens, and yeah, something of with McDonald's, like. You could go to so many different sides of the story, and yeah, okay, I have a kid. You meet the kid soon as you arrive. Soon as you arrive, you meet the kid. You don't do a test to see if it's him. Like, I don't know, man. They should have
Yeah,
called
there's
Michael B.
yeah,
Jordan to play the kid, and I don't know the
yeah.
story. Sometimes like it happens in movies, sometimes it's the story is not, and maybe sometimes you because you reshot the movie so many times. I have the same feeling I had like for the I don't know if you saw them, the last 3 episodes of the Star Wars trilogy, and it's the same thing, badly
You know what? Star
written.
Wars is one of those movies. I think I watched the first and the second, maybe, and then
It's
after that, I
beautiful.
don't know which one is which. That's one thing I don't. I understand the whole fandom about it, but I'm just like, yo, they lost me after the second movie, and I loved it. But at the time we didn't really have access to Star Wars like that since I
Yeah,
come
yeah,
from
yeah.
public home, and I
Oh,
just never was able to ever connect anything with anything. So I
I
was
mean,
just like, oh, there's just too many of them already. So whatever.
now it's part of my favorite movies, number one, two, three. And yeah, the first trilogy. Then the prequels are okay, but the sequels, like J.J. Abrams, Brian, forgot his name, and J.J. again, they did a bad job. They completely fucked the whole thing because they wrote a bad story. They try to force you the
No,
progressive
geez, yeah.
the thing, the na na na, with stuff that like I understand you have to be inclusive in the movies and stuff, but don't force the story around it.
Mhm.
Implement it inside the story. If you have to be seamless. That no, it has to be in thing that people don't realize, and so they don't care. But yeah, no, it seems like those people now when they do movies, they have a list of things they have to do, and now they
Yeah,
do the movie around it. So okay, we need
yeah, yeah. Because you
we
gotta
need
avoid all
to
the
Yeah, we need two black guys kissing, because and there has to be some gays. So we need some lesbian. We need a group shot of women. We need this. We need some Asian, and we need that. We need a fat person. We need da da da
No,
da
that
da.
was, but that was already in the movies anyway. I think now because of all this cancel culture and all these like pro this against that, super da da da, aware this, ta pa ta pa ta. It's like, but I mean, I understand it's
No,
representativity and all that. So whatever. But
I
it's just like,
completely understand. My problem is not that it exists. It's important. I champion that as a person who always loved the Spike Lee movies and movies like that, and who always supported black movies. I used to buy DVDs of the black movies just to show my support where I could download them. I would go and buy the DVD. So I completely support. The thing to me is the story first. Make a good movie first, and then when you choose who's gonna play the movie, find like, yeah, now that you can put the diversity, you can put the thing, you can, but some people go to the movies to watch a movie. You guys are already like flooding our Twitter timelines, our Instagrams, the news, canceling people all the time, and then when you are trying to escape reality, you arrive to a movie and people are continuing to force you with the message. I get it. I got it. Try to just put somebody, and just put somebody to put somebody, like, and let us be like, wow, oh my God, and he's black, and he's a Jedi, and he's a hero, and he saved the day. Wow, amazing. Oh, they are together. Okay, cool, but don't make it the focus of attention. Try to make it something normal. And you see, to give you an example of me in France, KFC, you could not have a piercing in KFC, which to me made no sense, because everybody in that was going to KFC back in the days, back in the 90s, everybody had a piercing. So, but everybody who worked there, you had to put a Band-Aid to hide your piercing, and you could not have dreadlocks and stuff like that. And me, I was like, what the hell is
this area.
You know, and me, I didn't understand these rules. So things change. Finally things change, but all this time I was like, it make no sense, and it's just rules of people who don't want to include people, don't let people be themselves. And then I went to London, and in London, I go to the bank. I wanted to open a bank account at that time, and when I arrived to the bank, I see somebody with a purple suit and long dreadlocks, long like until the knees, and blue glasses, and gay as fuck. So, yeah, what can I help you? And I was like, yeah, I would love to talk to a conseiller, talk to somebody,
an
advisor. And he's like, yes, I'm listening. And I'm like, I would like to talk to an advisor. Yes, come to my office.
Okay.
And me, I was like, what? Oh, damn. And that was the difference between London and France. And that was probably 90, I don't know. This is probably 90, I don't know, 96, 97. And that's where I'm starting to realize how when you go outside of your country, you realize that some people are so in advance in some different things that you are the one who's shocked. And the guy was like, what's wrong with this guy? And yeah, we sat down, and to me, I was like, good, where's the white? Where's the where's the white guy? And yeah, the guy just told me, okay, we need this info, that info, how much money you want to put, etc., etc. And I came out of that changed, because I was like, wow, like here is a country where you got some cops with hijabs, you got some cops that are Sikh and they wear their turban, you got some bankers that have dreadlocks and they openly gay, they don't even pretend.
Hide it,
They
and
they
yeah.
they
Whereas
wear
in
a
France,
suit
ooh la la,
of a
no,
color,
France,
and then I went back in France, and I was like, whoa, this is supposed to be the country of inclusion, but the way they include is by removing you from what you are.
like,
They're
yeah,
removing the identity of
denying
everybody,
your identity. Yeah,
and they're trying to make everybody look like a French person when everybody have their different religions, and
yeah,
they all came with their luggage, and they're like, no, you leave this at the door. Yeah, but that's who I am. No, not anymore. Choose a good, and oh, no Mamadou for your kids. Try to find a good name like Marc. And I was like, and then you go to London, and where it's where communities are communities. They are it's like the Anglo-Saxon way, where it's not about you all have to look like a special English person. No, it's like, hey, we include communities. You come with your communities. You come with your religions. As long as you respect the law, we will respect who you are. And yeah, and you live in the country that is the country of the rights, or human rights, and you have this country where they keep pointing fingers at other countries. But it's when you go to other countries, when you come to Portugal, that at that time everybody was telling me it was a racist country. Then you come here, you go to the UK, you go to these places. It's not that things don't exist. It's just like people have the right to be themselves, and they can find a job being themselves. They can be on the news, they can have dreadlocks on TV, they can have and especially in the UK, and you're gonna have those panels when you're gonna have a white person, you're gonna have an Indian person, you're gonna have a black person, you're gonna have somebody with dreadlocks. They're not gonna wear a wig and try to look white. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And to me, it is, and it doesn't mean that problems don't exist, but and the US is very good at that as well. When you watch TV, you're gonna watch CNN and all those programs. You're gonna see all colors, because they're more about the money and the merit, I would say. And for them, it's normal to have a news anchor that is like, look, Oprah, Gayle King. It's funny how the French, we love to criticize the other countries for their lack of this, lack of that. But there's no Gayle King, there's no Oprah in France. We don't have that. At that level, everybody's white.
Harry Roselmack, the only black presenter they managed to fire.
Yeah, and he did this thing, and then it was not like they replaced him by somebody else. And the problem for me when he got at his position is that everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Finally, da 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 da." And me, I was like, "No, that's the problem. The problem is we have to say finally. It should be normal. Actually, we shouldn't have to think about it. He's French. We all French. We all French. We should, I should just watch TV and see a lot of different types of people, and it's fine. And this is my problem with. I understand what they are trying to do, but when you let the people, since all these people are now in position to rule, they are starting to force some images that you understand what they do, but I think the subtlety is more effective than no subtlety. Than being there, showing you, forcing you to see something. Just chill and show me a good story first. Once I have a great story, you can put the rest as a detail. And if I don't see it, it's gonna be subliminal. And I'm like, oh, you see what I mean? And no, they want to show you the thing first, and then they write the story around it. And sometimes, they don't do a good story. So yeah.